Welcome to Call Center Help. It's your boy Drew. I got Mr. Call Center here today. And we're going to be covering this Reddit post that we found online, which I'm not going to lie, it's kind of comical. It's kind of funny. Let's be real, okay? As you can see here, I'm just going to run through it real quick. What it says here is I came back from my approved 10-day vacation and found out I was fired. I was just 4 weeks away from completing a year and a half at my job, and I had taken a fully approved 10-day vacation. Even while on vacation, I answered a few work calls and was checking in with my manager, and there was absolutely no sign of any problem. Okay, here's where it gets good right here, okay? The first day I returned to the office, he pulled me aside, pushed an envelope across my desk, and told me it was my last day. He didn't give me any real reason. All he said was that my position was eliminated and I needed to pack my things. It's very clear he had made his decision before I went on my vacation. Yada, yada, yada. He then goes on to say, I would have spent that time and money completely differently instead of wasting it trying to clear my head. Honestly, I feel completely blindsided and worthless right now. I have no idea what my next step will be. He pretty much blew through his bag, if you know what I mean. So, Mr. Costin, what do you think about this guy's predicament?
Okay. So before I begin, I just want to point this out that this is a Reddit that me and Drew ran into a few days ago. And this is mostly what we're going to say is mostly for the people who are brand new to the job market, like new. And the reason for this is because me and Miss and Drew, we've experienced stuff like this before. We've seen it happen before, so we kind of know the type of positions in which you can be placed in, where things like this can happen. But for brand new people that are new to the job market, they don't understand this and they don't comprehend why something like this might happen. So this goes out to the new blood out there that is still looking for jobs or just got a job or is still in their brand new maybe second job, that kind of thing. Okay, so there are different situations where something like this may happen. One thing you always want to look for, and one very important thing is, how are you doing in your job? Are they calling you out every single week? Are you making a lot of mistakes? Anything that's negative, you want to try to accumulate, trying to see exactly where you stand within your job position. Because if you do enough and make enough mistakes and you've been there, let's say, a certain amount of time, it's easy to point out where you get paid time off approved, you come back, and then while you're gone, they decide to hire somebody else with more experience. As far as they could be interviewing people already to take over your spot. You're just not aware of it. It's very, very possible. Now, that's the most common one. Okay. And normally with people with enough experience, they'll be like, oh man, I'm doing bad in my job. And if they let you go, it's no surprise because you know this was coming. You could see it coming a mile away. But there are other situations in where companies either merge with other companies or upper management just restructures the entire organization and your position gets eliminated. Now, when something like this happens, it's unavoidable. There's nothing you can do. You're not on the board of directors, you're not upper management. There is absolutely nothing you can do. It's bullshit. It sucks, but it does tend to happen. I've seen it happen before in my lifetime. I've seen it happen to quite a few people. Now, for a miracle, I kept my job, but I seen other people just slayed off, and not just one, like maybe 20, 30 people just gone. No more positions for that. And it sucks, but it happens. Drew, what's your take on this, buddy?
So, yeah, that is true, Mr. Call Center. That is true. You see, this is the way I look at it in this person's situation, right? You have something called at will employment, okay, in the United States and other countries as well. And at will employment means that, hey, an employer or employee can terminate that relationship at any time for any reason. So in this case here, he took his vacation, he came back, and they said, yeah, contract over. And that's just unfortunate. But that is the law. So unfortunately for this guy, he got a taste of at will employment. Kind of reminds me of that Friday, that movie Friday, where Craig got fired on his day off. I mean, essentially that's what happened to this dude right here. But here's another reason that I think that things didn't work out for this guy here. You see, he was complacent, right? If you read through the whole thing, he goes on about how I guess he blew through his money on vacation. And that's the thing, man. You have to understand, you're just a number to these companies. Like Mr. Call Center said, they could have been restructuring and they just let people go in order to have more money at the end of the year. You see what I'm saying? So this guy got complacent, thought his job was locked in, no problems. But guess what? You're just a number financially and personally, honestly. He's probably employee number 11530 and they pay him XYZ, right? Just numbers. So the thing is, he got complacent. He didn't plan for the worst, it sounds like. And in my opinion, if you're working at any job, you should have at least 6 months of your basic expenses saved just in case they cut you because you have no idea what's going to happen. He was there for a year and a half, so he didn't do that. He just got complacent, thought this would be forever, but in this day and age, it is not. Okay, it is not forever. You see, I remember working at this company, right? I was there for about maybe a year, I would say. And within that year, they fired three managers. And here's what they did: they fired the three managers, and then they hired three other managers on contract. Okay, and if you guys can read between the lines, what do you think they did? They fired those three managers. Say they were paying those managers, I don't know, $30,000 each, probably more, but let's just use just numbers. They were paying three managers 30K. They probably hired on three contracted managers and paid them probably 25 each. You see what I'm saying? They cut the cost right there. They're saving 15K a year on some managers, right? And they just rinse and repeat until they find a number that they're like, you know what? We paid these guys three. We paid the last contractors 25. I think we can get away with 20. And they just decrease it up until they're like, okay, our bottom line looks great. And that's just the name of the game. Companies are restructuring right now, so you cannot be complacent. What do you think, Mr. Carlson? Anything else to add to this post?
I think that the last thing I can add to this is that the frustrating part is not the fact that they let you go. The frustrating part is that they did it without you knowing. They did it just like that. You came back from vacation from China, Hawaii, or wherever it is that you went. You came and you found an envelope on your desk telling you that your job was over. Pack your things and go. They don't give you time to think or process this. If they would have told you ahead of time, you at least would have had some time to plan. Go find a brand new job, or maybe you can afford rent that week or that month and you can go stay with family while you get your stuff together. I mean, it could have been a whole different situation, but the fact that they did it without you planning for it, they did it without warning, that's the one that catches you off guard. And the worst part is when they catch you off guard just as you blow a whole bunch of money on vacation. You came back, I got to clear my head, did some gambling, maybe went to Vegas, played some slots, went to Hawaii, went to a luau. You spent all this money, you came back ready to work. Oh, look, you don't have a job anymore. Bye. And then they just send you packing, and that's the part that frustrates everybody. Everybody had time, but like you said, it's in your contract. Unless they fire you, pertaining, like, let's say, discrimination against sex or gender, or maybe sexual harassment, maybe pro per quo, something like that. You can't actually do anything because they don't actually owe you an explanation. They don't have to tell you what they're doing it, and they don't have to tell you when they're going to do it. They can just go ahead and give you a letter, and then that's it. Most jobs do that. You might get lucky and get a manager that will actually let you know what's going on, maybe ahead of time, depending on how close you are with upper management or managers, that sort of thing. They might give you a warning, letting you know to prepare yourself for something. I've had managers like that before, but for the most part, yeah. They're not going to tell you. They're not going to explain to you. They're just going to tell you that it didn't work out. If you could please grab your, and depending on where you work at, they might bring security over just to make sure that you didn't create a big fuss, escort you out, and then after that, they'll just say good luck, and then that's it. It sounds patronizing, but yeah, that's pretty much the way that it goes. So whoever wrote this post on Reddit, again, I've seen a lot of posts on Reddit. Drew has seen them also. Basically, a lot of these people are brand new to the job market. I've seen a lot of them where they don't understand why, they can't get a job. They submitted all these resumes. They don't understand why their managers act the way that they do. They don't understand why they got fired. I mean, a lot of these situations, I've encountered them. Jews has encountered them. So we know. We know. And if you're one of the new people into the job market, I'm going to tell you, you haven't seen anything yet. There's a lot of weird stuff going on, especially now in 2025. Things are the job market is down. You got people that have degrees and they're still competing against other people who don't have any just to get a fast food job. It was very different in my time. Fast food jobs were easy. All they need to know is to make sure that you're physical, you can do the job, you're up on your feet and everything. But like I said, these are different times, so you'll encounter something that you won't be able to explain, and who knows? Maybe one day you'll get lucky. You'll encounter something that maybe me and even Drew can explain, and then you've won the lottery. Because if we can't explain it, I don't know who can.
100%, man, 100%. But that's all we got for you guys today. Please like, sub, share, hit the bell for more. We dropping gems a weekly. Call center help. We're out of here.